This game is about to be my newest favorite comfort game. The Burr months always stir up nostalgia and longing for creature comforts, which always sends me seeking a game that brings me a sense of wonder and comfort, just like I enjoyed in my childhood. And recently I found a game that really brings those feelings to life. And there is one thing that it does better than any other game I have ever played. Unpacking has been my go-to game for a while. So you've already done a video on unpacking. I thought we were talking about a new game. I mean, we are, if you would just let me. I already know how wonderful the environmental storytelling is. What more could you possibly have to say? Well, I mean, actually, we could talk a lot about... Okay, that was a rhetorical question. Can we talk about what the new game is? If you would just give me a moment, I would tell you. That is such a bad joke. Okay, I know. But to the point, Momento is our topic for today. And I am going to compare it to unpacking because it does have some similarities. But the similarities really start and end at objects being used as the springboard for the story. Instead of having predetermined items that tell one person's story, this game utilizes a branching narrative. Its approach to decorating and unpacking to convey a unique story starts by having you as the player choose an item, or a memento. Personally, I wasn't huge into sports. I'm going with that for this one. Once you choose a memento, it shapes the room that you are decorating by adding toys, pictures, letters, and so much more to the space, oftentimes things that relate to the memento that you've chosen. Each object builds off one another as you progress through the levels, and starts to create a narrative experience that likely won't be the same as someone else's. It really adds a fun choose-your-own-adventure vibe to the game. Hey, look, I just solved a puzzle. Speaking of puzzles though, I do keep coming up to one big looming question. I really haven't been able to figure it out. Reading notes and cards starts to introduce us to characters like Maggie, Sam and Tyler, and an elusive dad who seems to not frequent home very often. Documenting dad, huh? Gotten a lot harder these days. Japan is lovely. Be home soon. Each note is giving us context to a life that's lived between the scenes that you're playing in. And it kind of gives me a similar feel as Our Life Now and Forever, with the way that it approaches that kind of filler information. But it brings me back to that question that's just hanging over this whole game. Who are we? Editing Margot here. I don't know how to read, I guess. And I didn't review my gameplay footage until literally right now. It's not as big of a question anymore. And literally moments after I realized this, their Discord server posted this, which also answers my question, so. Oh well, now that that giant mystery is solved. On to the rest of the video. All I know is that there is a ton of replay value if I can discover more information every time that I play through the game, trying different mementos and different combinations of mementos. Plus, there is a really beautiful detail that each time you start over a new life, some details might have changed, like the time of day, or the name inside of a note, and maybe there's some new objects to investigate too. I will have to just play it a few times to find all the information, and I'm really not mad about that. Right now, this game is just a demo, and it has left me with a lot to think about. Do the choices that we make with the mementos direct the character that we play as? Let's choose a memento here. Oh, again, not super into sports, so plants though. Plants. Why are the notes the same in both rooms? Or is that just a detail for simplicity because this is just a small taste of what the game is going to be like? I have lots of questions about this game that I cannot wait to find out the answers to in the full release. And I have a lot of hopes for this game too. But regardless of the final form of the game, I am going to be happy to play more of a story that promises exploring wildly different settings and themes, uncovering stories of heartbreak, wonder, and love, and learning the significance behind sentimental treasures that follow you throughout. But if this is a demo, how can I claim that this is my newest favorite comfort game? I can genuinely say that I have never played a game that evokes the same feelings that this game has. As someone who has moved around a lot in my life, this game evoked a feeling that I've really only experienced when I'm packing everything up and preparing to move into a new space and new potential and new possibilities. Because this game has such strong puzzle elements to it, it really encourages you to sit and play with the things that the mementos unveil. You guys be friends. I know you took my stuff again. You can't prove it. It makes me feel the way that I did as a kid when I was deep cleaning my room and I've rediscovered lost toys and tucked away cards. The same feeling of reminiscing on the things that you've started with and appreciating the things that you've gained. Sitting among items that you've collected, deciding what stays behind and what follows you into the next chapter. This is a game that has expertly captured that childlike wonder of possibilities that life holds, all by being commemorated in a small trinket that you might treasure for the rest of your life. The developers of this game have really earned their roses. They have set out to create a game that is a joyous exploration of all of the magical potential of childhood and the choices that we make and where they lead us in life. And if the taste of this demo is enough to give me all of that, they have already succeeded. And that honestly makes me so much more excited for the full release of the game. If this is the taste that I get, and I can already feel the passion that they've put into this project, it just is going to be a beautiful story when this is fully released. And if you are someone who's a big fan of narrative-rich games and unique NPCs, I have a perfect game recommendation that I think you might like, especially if this game sounds like your cup of tea. And you can check that out here. With that, save your games, water your plants, and I will see you next time.